Okay, live. Okay, give people a minute to come in here.
And this award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music. And this award.
All right, just give people a minute to come in here. I want to share stream. Okay. Warning, your connection is unstable. Wait while we try connecting. All right, cool. Just let people know we're live, and then we'll get to it. Mm-mm-mm. All right, somebody's in here. Let's just let everybody else know we in here. Boom, 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 boom. Whoever is here, feel free to say what's up in the chat. We'll be getting started in a minute. Hey, BBL Dashy. BBL Dashy. Dash is here via the chat. Okay. Let them know we live. I'm over here sending out the text blast. Let them know we live. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay. All right, people starting to trickle in. What up, y'all? Say what's up in the chat. Dash is here in the chat, all the way from the recovery house. You know what I mean? Dash is here in the chat, folks. Who's here? Who's here? Say what's up in the chat. Say what's up in the chat. We'll be getting this show started in just a minute. Hey, Nosh. What up, girl? Just letting people know we're live before the show begins. Be right with y'all. Boom. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Weeknights live. All right. Almost time to give people a couple more minutes to get their butts in here. And then we'll get this show started. Some interesting things to talk about tonight on this first solo live in a minute. Dun, 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 dun. What up, Kia? David, I'm literally texting you right now, my guy. What up, David? I appreciate you. Ain't even have to send that text. My man. All right. People are trickling in. We're going to get this show started in 4 minutes. At 7:45, we will begin this show. Just giving people a minute to get in here. That's all. Boom, boom, boom. All right. All right. All right. Instagram want to play stuff. It's not even time to play stuff yet, Instagram. Calm down. Instagram is too excited. All right. 3 more minutes and we get started. 3 more minutes. Tress. 3 more minutes. It's interesting being live like this. Everything y'all see is kind of opposite from the way I'm seeing it. It's really interesting. This is pretty different. I haven't done this in a while. And usually Dash is with me when I'm live. Can y'all hear me okay? How's my volume? Let me know in the chat. How's my volume? Can y'all hear me? Do I need to be a little louder? Are we good? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. How is the volume? David says you good, bro. All right. Cause I use some lung power if I need to. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I project for y'all if need be. Dash says I'm still here. Yeah. Dash from the recovery house. We're gonna get into it in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We're gonna get into it. Dash from the recovery house. Yes, indeed. All right. Just 2 more minutes for people to trickle in. And if not, that's that. We start. We will start the show. Do do do. David said, "What's good, people in the chat?" I don't know if y'all can see each other in the chat. I would assume so. But David says, "What up?" to the people who can't see the chat. David says, "What up? What up? What up?" 1 more minute. 1 more minute, and we are getting this show started. Uno minuto más. Boom. All right. And everybody else will trickle in. Dash says, "What's up, Dave? What up, man?" Boop, 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 boop. Bam. Text that over here. Just making the rounds. And that's it. Okay. All right. Naj says she's dandy. All right. Fine and dandy. Holler. All right. Let's talk about it. So, you just pull up my topic list here. Got to be organized, and we can get this show started. All right. Welcome to Weeknights Live. Weeknights will be live for the next couple of weeks. I will be here with all of you for the next couple of weeks. Definitely the rest of this week, possibly next week as well. All of the weekdays, because this show is called Weeknights. And so we will be here doing Weeknights Live with your help, hopefully. And we're going to get this show started. Dash had some kind of cosmetic surgery, I'm not really sure if it was a BBL or if it was a boob job. I don't know. It kept changing. But Dash is out. I am in. And we're going to get this show started. So, a couple of things that happened just yesterday. The AMAs happened. What is the AMAs? The AMAs is the American Music Awards, and that happened yesterday. In the chat, did any of y'all watch the AMAs? Do any of you care about the AMAs? Because usually it's not something that I would talk about, but lots of our people were there, and lots of our people had nominations. Dash says maybe she got a new eye color. Like Tiny. Oh, Dash is wild. And speaking of wild, a couple of wild things happened at the AMAs. One of the wild things that happened was David says, I have not seen an award show in a long time. Yeah, man, I'm not really an award show guy, but it's part of what we do here. Dash is usually the person who watches the award shows, and she comes in and has inside insight from watching or having a friend there. You know, Dash got industry connects. But I ain't got none of those, and I didn't watch it. But some things did make the rounds on the internet, and so we're gonna discuss that. One of the things that happened was this. I'm gonna play out some audio. Someone said that the Carter family invented country music, and Shabuzi was not happy. So this is what was said, and I'm gonna try to show y'all what the look he gave.
And this award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music. And this award,
I don't know if you heard him, but he went. So Shabuzi was not happy with that comment, and that comment was made by Megan Maroney. I have no idea who Megan Maroney is, but Megan Maroney was giving the Country Music Award with Shabuzi, and that's what she said. Shabuzi was not digging that. And we all know that Beyonce may be great, but Beyonce did not invent country music. And so that happened, and people were not happy about that. Shabuzi did also put out a statement via Twitter. He said, when you uncover the true history of country music, you find a story so powerful that it cannot be erased. And so that's what Shabuzi ended up saying online later on. And not Beyonce Carter. Okay.
And this award went to the Carter.
Well, there's some things here. Oh, slides. All right, Dash, I got you. Yeah, so Entertainment Tonight has some information here. Oh, I apologize. I am wrong. She did not mean the Carter family, as in, oh, the Carter family is white. Got it. All right. Thank you for the text, co-host. It says here on Entertainment Tonight, while presenting the award, the favorite country duo or group, while presenting the award for favorite country duo or group during the AMAs, the tipsy singer gave Megan Maroney the side eye when she read off the prompter. Oh, now they saying it's the prompter that said it. All right. Well, he read off the prompter. This award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music. The Carter family, comprising of P. Carter, Sarah Carter, and Maybelle Carter, was nicknamed, quote, the first family of country music, according to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and was one of the first groups to record commercially produced country music. However, the family was heavily influenced by Black artists, including Leslie Riddle, who composed several of the Carter songs. After Shabuzi reacted to Megan's remark went viral, the country crooner posted, I can't read your text and the comment at the same time. And David says, a Steve Harvey moment. Ah, yes, I did have a Steve Harvey moment. You are correct. I mean, I just heard Carter's and was like, that's not who invented it. Beyonce's cool, but, you know, let's chill out. Anyway, back to the caption here. Entertainment Tonight says, after Shabuzi's reaction to Megan's remark went viral, the country crooner posted some additional comments to X about the origins of country music. I already read that to y'all. And yeah.
Who basically,
so there you go. There seemed to be some controversy over that. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. But maybe it's possible that Megan Maroney doesn't really know, especially if the Country Music Hall of Fame is saying that they're the first family of country music. I think it's bogus. I think those of us who know better. I wonder, is it possible Megan Maroney does not know better? I don't know the answer. I don't even know who Megan Maroney is, but shrug. So there you have it. That's one of the things that went down. Another thing that went down was Kai Cenat was live streaming from the AMAs. Okay. And you were able to watch his stream and see his reactions live on the red carpet during the show, all of that. And so there's all these clips of Kai with Sexy Red, with Sierra, all these people walking around. He's eating some famous Amos cookies. You know, somebody peeped him trying to eat it on the low. He's like, I'm hungry as hell. You want some? And he shared some with someone who was sitting across from him. And so they had a cool moment. Yo, Tez has entered the chat. What up, player? We are currently talking about the AMA Awards and Kai Cenat streaming from there. And so he was there, and lots of different things will happen. He had said she'll have to look up Megan Maroney later. Yeah, me too, because she looked like a young lady. And perhaps that young lady who is lacking pigmentation is also lacking the knowledge of how country music came to be. And yeah. But anyway, Kai Cenat was there, and he was doing his thing. And lots of people were live watching it. We good, just chilling a bit. Good, good, Tez. I'm glad all is well. Um, yeah, so he was there, and one of the things that Kai Cenat is going kind of viral for is Kai Cenat reacted to. Let me make sure I got this right. I don't want to have two Steve Harvey moments tonight. Uh, but he reacted to favorite male hip hop artist. And so the nominees were Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Future, Tyler the Creator, and Eminem. And I like to pause here for just a minute to give my co-host some props. What about the Streamer University? Was that before or after? We're going to get to that in just a minute. You mind reading Friend You. And so we'll get to that in just a minute, Kia. But let's finish up with the AMAs. So a couple weeks ago, when we spoke about the AMAs and who was nominated, our good co-host here, Dash, she called it. Dash said, although Kendrick deserves it, although Kendrick should hands down win this one, it will very likely be given to Eminem. And I wish Dash was here to celebrate and get off all her I told you so's, but she's not. So I'm gonna get them all for her. Yo, man, Dash told y'all. Dash told y'all niggas that Eminem was gonna win. All right. What about Dash says me too, LOL. Yeah, because Dash would be going nuts if she was here. Unfortunately, Dash is at the recovery house, recovering from her, surgery, the mystery surgery, and she'll be back soon. But in the meantime, she told y'all. And I thought it was no way. I'm going to be honest, because I was even wrong. I thought there's no way that Eminem is beating out Kendrick with the year that Kendrick had. I know it's the American Music Awards, but Kendrick's an American. And Kendrick has been all over America, both touring and on television and in ads. I said, there's no way possible that Eminem is going to win. But Dash was right. When you right, you right. And Dash was right. When you wrong, you wrong. And I was wrong. And so there it is. Eminem wins. And Kai Cenat had some thoughts. Let me try to play this for y'all. If you cannot hear the audio, let me know. It's illogical. I agree. It doesn't make any mother flipping sense. So here's Kai Cenat reacting to Eminem winning. If you cannot hear it, let me know, and I'll try to improve that for y'all. Y'all got to see his face. Let's be real. Let's be real. So there it is. Were y'all able to hear that? Let me know in the chat. If not, I'll let y'all know what he said. But also, I'm gonna try to put his face on the screen for y'all because he was not happy, and y'all should see this face. Can't hear it well. All right, well, let's look at it, and then we'll talk more about it. The music award goes to. Let's be real.
Let me real. 24 years old. That's our reasons right there. Seriously, man. Of course, you're very honest. Eminem is tough, but let me real though.
So hopefully I were able to see it better than you were able to hear it. But Kai's not with it. Kai is saying, I fuck with Eminem. I like Slim Shady. But let's be real, he did not deserve to win. You know who it should have been. And so we all know who it should have been. It should have been Kendrick. Eminem apparently was not there. He accepted the award via a video. I will not be playing said video. But some people said, I'm confused. Was this the 2002 AMAs? People were not happy, and it was Top Dog who said that. Top Dog is the founder of TDE. Many of y'all may have heard for him before. The Top Dog is confused, and so am I. But my response is politics as usual. As y'all know, a lot of this stuff in the industry is political. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And the AMAs know Slim Shady. This is not an award show that is infamously going to side with us. And I think Kendrick already said what needs to be said, which is they not like us. I don't think there's much more to say on this part. I think it's pretty cut and dry that the AMAs don't want these other gentlemen winning. I mean, look at the list. Just to recap, it was Drake, Eminem, Future, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler, the Creator. Now, I will say, yes, Eminem had a huge album a year and change ago, and that's fine. But also around that same time and still since then, there's someone who's been on a very clear run in the industry, and that is very clearly Kendrick Lamar. I don't understand why anyone would say differently, but it's very clear that Kendrick Lamar should have won this award, but clearly he wasn't the favorite because after all, the category was favorite male hip hop artist, and that was Eminem. So there you go. Now let's get to something that Kia already mentioned. While we're on Kai Cenat, now this is not a platform where normally we speak about streamers, but I think something that Kai Cenat is doing is really interesting and is really worth discussing. And so Kai Cenat did something called Streamer University. And it was a really interesting thing. And a lot of people are into it. I even follow some people who are there. Shout out to Cindy Gallup from Make Love Not Porn. And she's awesome. She was one of the people there. But as important as that is, and I believe this ended just before the AMA, so he was able to go in person. What's really interesting is that Kai made it clear that there were offers that he turned down for Streaming University. He decided to keep it independent and in-house. And I'd like to play y'all that audio and discuss that just a bit. This is from Revolt.
I'm going to say something real quick, dude. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say some real shit because I haven't even given y'all any game for real. One thing I learned with this shit, bro. A lot of people have been talking about how this shit should be on Netflix, how this shit should be on or Amazon Prime should buy this, Tubi should buy it, somebody hire and they do it crazy. We already been getting talks with different people, but I want to go ahead and say this, bro. The idea like this so original. I'm gonna say something real quick. You gotta keep it where it's at. You wanna know why? I want y'all to learn something, bro. Y'all channels and who y'all are as a person. Y'all channels, y'all pages of being content creators, gang. This is y'all idea. This is your guys' stuff. You feel me? Treat your platform as if you would treat other platforms. Shout out to all these big platforms that have subscriptions, bro. Twitch, I think of it like this. If you're going to sub up, you're going to get some good shit. Y'all have the opportunity to make y'all platforms as big as other platforms that y'all see. They're all doing the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same exact. You got to keep it where it's at.
Right, so there it is. Kai talking about keeping it independent and keeping it where it's on his own channel, using the original concept and executing it as he sees fit. Um, I think this is really important. I think it's great that Kai spoke about this. I think it's a beautiful thing that Revolt shared this. Love that for him, Kia says. Yeah, I love it for him, but I also love that he is passing on this message. Very often, people run to a company, people run to an organization, people run to a deep pocket, as they say in law, for you to be able to get different things. Kai has developed a platform on his own, and he's also encouraging other people to do the same. So I love the fact that he is, yes, doing this independently, keeping it at the core of how he wanted it to be, but also Kai is encouraging all of his followers and other creators, other people with great big ideas to control it and to think about things a little differently. That second slide where he's talking about how you look at your platform and how you build your platform, that's a key thing to say. A lot of people look at it as I'm going on this platform or I'm going to help this brand, but you're also building your own brand. And so if you take some of this advice and look at things as I'm going to create my own brand, I'm going to create my own channel, if you do something that's subscription based, there's lots of things you can do today. And I love that he's encouraging people to establish their own situation, not just feed the beast. And so I think this is great. And I thought this was worth shining a light on for other people, because I know some of the people who watch Weeknights are also creators. I mean, most of y'all in the chat are doing the same. Kia says, I've been seeing some cool success stories from that move. You see, there you go. There you go. So yeah, it's always a great thing when we see somebody who looks like us out there doing their thing and getting great success. But it's even better when those people are giving other people opportunities and giving other people the game, because a lot of things today are gate kept. And so giving out that free game is very helpful. Kia says, I don't stream, but it makes me want to tune in. There you go. And so this can inspire other people in different ways, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't know if Tez is still here, but Tez is a streamer, and I'm sure seeing Kai do stuff like that is inspiring. If Tez is still here, feel free to chime in, brother. I'm gonna take a sip of water, and then we're gonna get to our next topic, because I've been to the movies lately. All right, now that I've had some water, that was definitely more than a sip. Let's talk about the movies. So I went to the movies recently, and I saw a movie called Thunderbolts. I was there. Oh, David says the community is cool. Which community? Kai's community, or are you talking about something specific? Well, all the days, really. What y'all mean by that? What you mean by all the days, really? What you mean by that, Dash? Well, all the days, really. What you mean by that, Dave? The community is cool. Expound, expand, let us know. Say more words. What y'all mean by that? And then once y'all respond, I'll tell y'all about Thunderbolts, because it's time for a movie review. All right. Maybe they got gun shy. Or maybe there's a bit of a delay. Y'all didn't get to me yet. You missed the comment. I said they will sign you up for pennies and then you get stuck in a deal you don't want to be in. I didn't see that comment here, but I'm glad you did it again. Dash. David says, I think that the streaming university put together a lot of people that can network. Correct my wording with the second comment. I don't think your first one came through, Dash. But okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's true. Big organizations will definitely put you in a situation where you will be the person who gets the least of the profits. A lot of the record deals we know right now are 360 deals. A lot of the record deals right now, specifically, we know are 80-20, 90-10. Is gross. And we can only imagine that media companies are doing similar things. because it's a dog eat dog world, and we also know that these companies are looking out for their own best interests, not yours. David, great comment. Yeah, Streaming University put together a lot of people that can network. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great thing. I could definitely see him doing this on a regular basis. He also rented out an entire campus for this to happen. So there's lots of stuff going on with it. I didn't really necessarily want to dive in too much to that, but I did want to shed some light on the comments he gave um, about, being independent and keeping your ideas the way that you do. Um, so that way it could stay the way you intended it to be and not be diluted. And also so you could really continue to build your platform. Kia says 100, David. She is in agreement. Um, so let's talk about Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts been out a while now, so hopefully y'all have seen it. But if not, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Last time I'll say it, spoiler alert. We're gonna talk about Thunderbolts. If y'all have seen it, chime in. If you didn't see it, sorry, I'm about to spoil it. Um, So I'm gonna be honest. When this movie was announced, I was not very excited about the Thunderbolts movie being announced. I don't really care about any of these characters. In the MCU, they haven't done an amazing job of developing these characters, in my opinion. You've seen Bucky a bunch. Clearly, he was the star of this movie in multiple ways, but some of the other characters I don't really think we care about them. There was also some false advertising. I think the woman's name was Ghost, or was it Taskmaster? Dash says I didn't see it because of the BBL, but please spill the tea. Yes, ma'am. Um, yeah, it's kind of also false advertising. Kia says, uh, Thunderbolt melting emoji. David says, nope. Have not seen it, but I'm not the most interested in them either. Yeah, all the advertising had everyone involved as a team, but actually, in the beginning of the movie, somebody gets shot in the head. I think it was Taskmaster, if I'm correct. But so they're only in like the first couple minutes of the movie. It's also whack to me that nobody died. Like, and we knew that before the movie came out because when they did the Marvel Chair Watch, we saw all of those names from the Thunderbolts roster, if you will, in the Chair Watch, which was everyone who would be involved in Avengers Doomsday, which has been delayed, by the way. Maybe we get back to that in a minute. But I didn't really care about this movie, so I didn't have high expectations. None of these people are very powerful, very popular. Yelena is like the next popular, I guess, because she's been in a couple of different things. We saw her a lot during the Hawkeye show, which was really good. But some of these things, some of these characters was like they were nobodies. And so they put together a bunch of nobodies, which they know, and they even make fun of throughout the film. They say like, oh, we don't have superpowers, we just punch and shoot. There's another time period when Val says, this is like the worst group of people I could think of to come together and work together. And so they're kind of poking fun at themselves, which is cool. But I didn't love this movie. It was cool. It was like a 7. Oh, actually, I have a rating system, which I'll get to in a minute. But it was all right. The whole concept is there is a new super soldier who was developed through Val and her CIA operative stuff, and that is the Sentry. The Sentry is like Marvel's Superman. There's a lot of characters who kind of mirror each other in the DC and Marvel universes. Sentry is supposed to be like their Superman. He doesn't really have like a kryptonite thing. He's a person who has schizophrenia and multiple personality stuff. And so because he has a mental illness, his kryptonite is kind of himself. So and this is from the comics. I'm not even saying the movie. In the comics, he's basically a person who has like mad powers. He even like has these really huge fights with the Hulk. There's a great comic called World War Hulk, and in World War Hulk, he's like kicking everybody's ass, the Hulk, and then Sentry comes towards the end, and it's like, all right, Bruce, you gotta chill, and they get into this big brawl. They have like epic fights in Marvel comics, but because he has mental illness, there's a thing where, like, similar to the Hulk, when the other side takes over, things get really dark, literally for him. And so what happens is there's this thing called the Void, and the Void is the other side, the darker side of Sentry, which comes out and takes over and usually wants to like kill everybody and everything in sight and just do a bunch of foul stuff. And so you have to kind of go into the void to defeat the character, the other guy. That's his realm, the void. And so they did that in the movie. Um, the void is his power, is his domain, I guess is the best way to say it. The other guy has a name too, Sentry. I can't remember the other guy's name, but in the movie, the regular guy is Bob. When Bob gets powers, he becomes Sentry. And then the other thing they just call the void, but the void is actually the domain, the place that you got to kind of go. It's like the darkness is where he reigns supreme, this other version of Sentry. So in the movie, they do like a good job of making you feel sorry for Bob. Bob don't know what's going on. Then all of a sudden, Bob's got powers, and then Bob is Sentry. The movie was cool. Lots of fighting. Did it succeed as an action movie? I guess. But was it great? No. One of the things I liked the least is the end of the movie. We didn't see Sentry for very long. This seems to be a trend in Marvel. I don't know why. If you saw the Captain America New World Order movie, it's kind of similar. We see Red Hulk for like 10 minutes. Not really sure why. But it's similar. We see Sentry for just a little bit, and then it goes into the void. And then everything happens in the void, and then it's over. There's no Sentry. Even in the end credit scene, he's like, no, I can't change because I haven't learned how to control it yet. And so he's just Bob. I thought that they did a good job of like fighting themselves and kind of like you fighting the repressed, angrier version of yourself and trying to struggle with control because that's kind of how the Sentry goes. I thought that part was good. But visually, it wasn't appealing. It was just like, what are we doing? Example, there's a point when the Thunderbolt team is fighting furniture. I'm not exaggerating. They are fighting furniture, not hyperbole, furniture. I don't want to see quote unquote superheroes fighting furniture. I'm sorry. There's lots of other ways to do this. Checking into Hulk Bob. The movie was cool. Oh, checking into Vegas, didn't realize it's live. What's up, P? Yes, it's alive. Weeknights will be live for the rest of the week and next week as well. My co-host Dash is out. She's here in the chat, but she's at the recovery house healing from surgery. Why would they do that? I don't know. There are points when they're fighting themselves. They're fighting other versions of themselves. They're fighting random things to try to gain control and help Bob regain control. But not furniture, not equipment. I don't want to see that. Y'all could have had monsters. Y'all could have had like all this other stuff. You could have even brought back Scarlett Johansson and had her fight Yelena in some like, oh no, my past is fighting me kind of thing. But I don't want to see furniture. I thought that the end of the movie was anticlimactic. Also, I guess to help with promo, at one point, about a week after the movie came out, they had a press conference where they rip off the name Thunderbolts and tell people why there was an asterisk. It's because it's called the New Avengers now. And so even if you go on AMC right now, it no longer says Thunderbolts, it says New Avengers. That's what happens at the end of the movie. Again, spoiler alert. Val takes advantage of everything that happened, and she holds a press conference and says that this team is the New Avengers. And so the Thunderbolts don't exist. They are the New Avengers. And yeah, I think this is a struggle for Marvel. I think this was a struggle for Marvel. They promoted it really well. All right, let me pause and read some of these comments. Dash says, "Why would they do that? I don't know." P says, "Peace." Dash says, "That annoyed me." P says, "Oh, that's why they did a reband on the strip. Cool. Yeah, that's what it was. They're the New Avengers." Um, Dash says they didn't even wait a week to change the name. Yeah, I think it was less than a week. It was just days later. Kia says they could have made it interesting by more action. They told too much story for me. Yeah, I mean the pacing was not great. And really what this was a mental health movie, which I understand partially because of Bob slash Century, but it was way too much with everyone. Everyone had some kind of issue, was depressed or finding themselves or struggling, which is life, sure. But I don't go to the movies to watch superheroes struggle with mental health. I don't want to watch the mental health Avengers. I didn't make that up. I got that from someone online. I'll be honest. But I just think that like I'm not really interested in the mental health Avengers, and also like the whole new Avengers thing is kind of whack, and they know that because in the end credit scene, P says, yes, LOL, mental health Avengers. Yeah, I didn't make that up. I got that from a YouTube channel that I watched. The guy's name is Emergency Awesome, and that's what he said, and I feel like it's spot on. It's the mental health Avengers, which is probably a better name for them. But anyway, in the end credit scene, they even make fun of that. They say that Bucky was had to go speak to new Captain America, Sam, and it didn't go well. And so Sam is suing them for the name New Avengers because Sam is also building his team. Sam is new Captain America. For those who don't really know MCU well, he is what's the actor's name? Oh man, I'm not good with actors' names. Anthony Mackie. There you go. Mental Health Avengers. He is still laughing at it. Yeah, so I just feel like this was not great. And so since we do lots of reviews and we'll be doing more, I came up with a bit of a system here. And so I'm gonna tell y'all my rating for this movie, and then I'll shut up as far as this goes. And I'll tell you how I'm going to be doing things from now on because you'll be hearing it more. So I broke things down into a couple of categories. Number one is acting. Number two is story. Number three is pacing. Number four is genre based. I don't know how to word this, but today I feel like a lot of movies don't stick to their genre. They just kind of do whatever the hell they want. And I don't like that. If you tell me it's an action movie, I want to see an action movie. To be clear, I don't have any beef with people making a layered movie. I think the best movies are layered, but I think what's happening a lot today is people are saying, "Oh, it's an action movie. Go watch my action movie," and then you go and the movie's a drama, the entire movie, and you're like, "I thought this was an action movie. I'm really confused." And so I'm calling this category genre based, cinematography and special effects. And so, just real quick for Thunderbolts, I give the acting a 7, the story a 5, the pacing a 6, genre based an 8, cinematography a 8, special effects an 8, and the average score, which is my total slash final score, is a 7. You take all of those categories, add them up, take the number, and divide it by the same number. The average is 7. Kia says out of a 5, the movie was 2.8. Yeah. So we're not too far from each other. We look at it a little different, but yeah, I'm giving it a 7. That's my ranking system that I'll be using from now on when we talk about things on weeknights or when people call me and ask me, "Oh, what you thought about this movie?" Because people do that. So it was a 7. It was a 7. I don't think anything was great about this film. Uh, and there's the full breakdown. Also, the numbers say that the movie wasn't great. I saw something. I don't know if I saved it, but it said that the Thunderbolts movie. Let me see if I saved it. It said that Thunderbolts was the second worst release from Marvel in history. I'm just trying to see if I have it so I could tell y'all the exact numbers. I don't think I saved it. No, it doesn't look like it. Anyway, it's almost time to wrap up, but yeah, it according to Disney's numbers, I don't need this. According to Disney's numbers, Thunderbolts has the second worst numbers in the history of all of the Marvel movies that have been released. My guess is the Marvels is the worst one. I have to look that up and get back. But so clearly, I'm not the only one who didn't feel very excited about Thunderbolts. Some of y'all have been commenting. Let's go to the comments. Kia says, "Yeah, and they have to rebrand. That was weird. Yeah, so they're the new Avengers for no ass reason." P says, "Yes, that's true." Oh, I said Kia already. Out of five, the movie was a 2.8. He says, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know about the film till I clicked in. My head's in the sand. That's funny. Dash says, I think Marvel is struggling at this point. It's like they can't figure out what they want to prioritize anymore. Agreed. Dash says, even felt like they dropped the ball with Red Hulk and Captain America. They absolutely did. They over advertised Hulk, and then we didn't even get to really see Red Hulk. It was a tease. He says, last quarter, I saw they had like 5 movies coming and I blanked out. They are slowing down their production of movies. So this year they had Thunderbolts and Captain America, New World Order, and the third and final film for the year will be Fantastic Four. Next year, it looks like they're slowing down things as well. It looks like so far the only movies that will be out next year are Spider-Man: Brand New Day in July and Avengers: Doomsday, which originally was going to be May 27th or something like that, and it was pushed back to December. It will now come out during Christmas, and so will the following film, which is Avengers: Secret Wars. I think there's some other movies coming out, but Marvel just canceled a bunch of movies in the last couple of days because they're trying to just close this out. I think that Marvel desperately needs a restart, and I think they know that as well. Secret Wars will be a restart just like it is in the comics. And so I think that'll help Marvel because now they own most of their characters, unlike 20 years ago when they first started. Well, not 20 yet, but when this ends, it'll be 20 years. Marvel started in '08, MCU started in '08, so they will have a better idea. I see your comment, Dash. I'll be right with you. I think Marvel is just trying to rush to the restart. Now that they own most of their characters, they'll be able to do more of the stories that they have done in the comics that have done well because they have access to the characters. And so I think they'll be able to build a better universe that way, and you won't have to worry about so much confusion of this universe, that universe. Why is this person not in this story, etc. Dash says Doomsday better be endgame level good. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. I don't know how much of the story they're adapting, but Secret Wars is a really good story. It's been done before in the 80s, I think it was, via a Spider-Man cartoon. It's also how Spider-Man originally got the symbiote black suit thing that later becomes Venom. And the Russo brothers are doing Doomsday and Secret Wars. So Marvel's doing their best to, really push the boundaries here. It should also just be great visually. I don't know about the story and how much they're going to adapt, but Doomsday leads to Secret Wars, and this is like all the characters you've wanted to be together will finally be together. So there's going to be like X-Men and Avengers and all these other people. They're bringing back old actors to kind of give them a big last goodbye before the restart begins. Because when Secret Wars happens, some actors will leave and there will be new actors replacing those characters, and some will stay and they will continue to be the character you know them as. And so we'll see how that goes. The only person who is a little bit of a question mark that I think will operate in another universe is Wolverine, because I don't know when they're gonna do a new Wolverine in the main universe, but I do know that Deadpool and Wolverine was super successful, and they are already working on more of those films. So I don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see as more information is released. But yes, they are trying to make Doomsday and Secret Wars just as big as Infinity War and Endgame. So we'll see what happens there. But it did get pushed back, and they're saying because they need more time for post-production to, edit out these things and make sure that the movie looks really good for Doomsday. They are filming Doomsday and Secret Wars basically back to back because it has a lot of the same actors. So yeah, that's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This has been Weeknights Live. Thank you for being here, all of those who tuned in, whether you're still here or you left out already. Please come back tomorrow and the rest of the week. as I will be live here with you and you and you and you and you. Dash said, let me do my bye. All right, how you gonna do your bye? I'm a little confuzzled here, waiting for more information. Buffering. Close it out. Oh, you just want to say bye. All right, close it out then, Dash. Go ahead. Do your thing via the chat. Kia says later. Yeah, we will be here tomorrow live. 7:30, same time the rest of the week. No, you close it out then. Oh, okay. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. This was Weeknights. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 7:30, same time, right here on YouTube. Hit it, Dash. There you go. Dash said bye. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. All right, I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna just let this close out.